Informed voting body is the best kind. And to that end, we would now like to provide you with a chance to learn more about who is vying for the City Council District 7 spot in this election cycle with ABC 7's own Mark Ross. Acting.
Good morning, everyone. I'm ABC 7's Mark Ross, and it's your voice, your vote. We want you to be an informed voter, so we're presenting a series of debates with candidates of races on the ballot next month, so you know where they stand on the issues important to you. This morning, we're focusing on the race for City Representative District 7. Incumbent Henry Rivera is being challenged by political newcomer Aaron Montes. We extended an invitation to both gentlemen, and Mr. Rivera declined. He sent us this statement, quote, "My son is a nurse serving on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic, attending to COVID patients. I was notified he's tested positive for COVID-19 and is ill. As a result, I am taking days off from my campaign activities to attend to his family issues surrounding his illness. Cases are skyrocketing in our community right now, and I want to urge everyone to take this virus seriously. Wear a mask. Stay home unless it's absolutely necessary. Wash your hands, practice social distancing, take care of each other," unquote. So this morning, you'll get to know Rivera's opponent, Aaron Montes. Aaron, good morning, and thank you for joining me. First of all, give me a little bit of your background. Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, good morning, sir, and thank you so much for having me. And might I say, I hope that Mr. Rivera's son has a swift deal with this virus and a quick recovery. My name is Aaron Montes. Was a reporter for the El Paso Times, and before that, for El Paso Inc. and the Diario of El Paso. So much of my public policy experience has been through a journalistic lens. I attended university at UTEP. Then I went and got training at the City University of New York's Graduate School of Journalism, where I was able to cover the New York City Council and a lot of the processes that they experience up there and some of the things that happen in the Northeast. I interned for NBC at Rockefeller Center as well while I was up there. So I've had a lot of experience covering news at different levels in the past.
And you've also covered City Council here in El Paso, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. What sets you apart from Mr. Rivera in this race?
Sure. Well, if you look at my platform and you look at the proposals that I've made, they are to benefit this district in particular. They are for the residents of this district to ensure that they are not being burdened by the increasing tax rate, that the city of El Paso actually addresses this issue where we're at risk of hollowing out our residential and commercial tax base, and actually have a method for us to be able to staff the personnel that we need in order to address this coronavirus pandemic that we're all experiencing at the moment.
So are you saying that city government is top-heavy?
Right. Well, part of the issue that at least I've seen as a reporter, but also experiencing, right now, is we furloughed at least 450 employees. And in a scenario that we're experiencing right now, that was a very bad idea, and it was a mistake. Cities like Houston had used their federal dollars to keep people on the workforce and just reassign them to different departments. So that way, the people who are doing the contact tracing, people who are doing the investigations can actually go and do that while the other employees are working on the administrative process. I think right now we're focusing too much on purchasing properties, I understand, rather than trying to shore up our personnel issues. When it comes to low density growth at different parts of the city, the issue is, and these are not from my words, this is from the plan department. They released their annual review back in February that essentially says that if we don't get ahead of this now, we're going to hollow out the residential and commercial tax base in the city. Essentially, growth in El Paso is at an unsustainable moment, and we are already experiencing financial issues. We had them before this pandemic started, and this scenario has only exacerbated them. And a lot of the decisions that the city council is making at the moment is only accelerating the problem.
A quick question here before we go to break. If those federal funds were not available to help those employees, what would you propose doing as far as paying those employees? Where would the money come from?
Sure, absolutely. Well, while I do understand that, we're going to have to think about how to fund these things, it comes to a lot of about government efficiencies. One of the proposals that I have is that we need to have what are called fee in lieu fees for development further out east. We need to really examine these waivers that we have allow for when they come to subdivision improvements. I think the city's planning department says we're losing $5 million on average every year since 2012, allowing developers not to pay for public investment. And so those would be some created revenue streams that we could apply pretty quickly and start getting some revenue from all these projects that we're seeing. So that way we can hire and have more people out in the workforce addressing this virus.
Aaron Montes, candidate for City Representative District 7, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
And stay with us. More coming.